Let's talk about what defines a successful online course. There's a lot of talk about how you can be successful with online courses, how you can create and market and sell your own online courses. But what does it really mean to have a successful online course? I've seen so many metrics of measuring this, and we have a ton of data across over 10 million students moving through online courses to look at all of these metrics. And I see people tracking things like the student reviews they get, the number of students, the amount of revenue they generate, the thank yous they get from students, the results that they get from students. A big one is actually completion tracking, things like Net Promoter Score or NPS. I've seen all of these and so many more used to track the success of a course. And I'd actually suggest to you that none of those are really the right metrics to be tracking around the success of your online course. It's helpful to look at them, they can be very informative, and they can help drive to great success for your online course, but there's something much more powerful, and if you focus on this, you're gonna have a much more successful course, plus deliver way better results for your students. Before we get into the specific ways where you should be focusing on success and the goal you should be setting for your online courses, let's look at it, what it looks like when this is not done well. So I would argue that for a successful course, your goals in creating the course and in running the course and helping your students should be very closely aligned with those of your students. And the closer aligned those goals are, or that one big North Star goal is, the more likely for you to be successful and your student to be successful in your online course. But if we have those goals diverge, then things start to break down. So let's take a look for an example, and this can be a typical one where as a course creator, our goal is in driving revenue. We want sales, we want to sell the course, or we want to generate leads and then lead them into some other funnel or opportunity or becoming a customer or maintaining a customer relationship. But we're really driving to revenue. And then we have a student where their goal is really something about learning or getting some results. In that case, the natural progression is you start to do things where you're acting to drive revenue as your course creator. So you're focused on your landing pages, your email campaigns, ads, converting people, getting them in. And once they get into the course, often a lot of the focus fades because you've achieved your goal. Once you've achieved your goal, you're on to getting the next student in, generating the next piece of revenue, or maybe even turning that student into another opportunity where they're generating more revenue. That's in the extreme case where you're heavily focused on generating revenue only from your course as your primary goal. Meanwhile, your student is focused on learning. And if all your effort is going in here, you may be neglecting them on the learning side, not delivering as much results, and they're not achieving the results that they wanted. Now, where that ends up is initially you may actually make more sales and you can see some big launches this way, some big wins, but then if you don't have a similar goal to your students and they're not well aligned, then your students start to falter on their path to their goal. And this is actually extremely common where we see extremely low completion rates, students not getting a lot of value out of a course, students not engaging with it, not coming back, and what that translates to is actually a drop in your revenues because you'll see refund your requests. You'll see a lack of these people coming back to subscribe or take courses from you or purchase from you in the future. You'll see a limited amount of testimonials or even negative testimonials, and they're not telling their friends to come and take it. So you may not even be aware of all the revenue you're missing out on by not aligning your goals with your students when your goal is primarily about revenue. So if we can do the much better scenario and bring those goals clearly into alignment, you'll have better results for you, better for your student. The metric that I'm tracking in my courses is really around the results for the students. So this is not completion rates. A lot of people are tracking completion rates in courses. That's one metric on the way to this, but it's not the end all be all. I'll give you a good example. I took a course recently in how to edit video with a particular piece of software, and I wanted to edit some family video that I had shot and then produce a video and then put it out on my sort of family social channels and share it with my family on Facebook. So I went and signed up for a course on how to edit video, and my completion rate in the course was about 30% when I was done. So I poked around, I grabbed some different lessons, I learned all the techniques I needed on editing video, and I got my video edited, and I got it produced, and I got it published, and I shared it with the family, and everybody loved it. That's a win for me. I'm done with the course, I don't need to go back in. I might one day, but right now I have what I need from it. It's a win, the course was a win, I achieved my goal, I got the result that I wanted out of that course. But if you go look at completion rates, it's a total fail for me. So instead of just focusing on completion rates, what I would focus on is what is the goal or objective that the students set for themselves when they signed up for or engaged in your course. When a student or any of us go in to learn something or sign up for a program where they're going to learn something, whether it's an online course or a full 4-year degree at university, we have some goal in mind, some way we want our life to be different, some transformation we want to go through. Could be a raise or a new career or a new skill set or accomplishing a very specific task, like renovating my kitchen or editing this video. The more you can align your objectives and your goals with that specific objective of your students and drive everything you do to achieving that, the more successful you're going to be as a course creator in terms of having a better course, resulting in better results for your students, but that will also drive all of the other wonderful things that can come from online courses, like revenue and engaging and helping more students. Plus, it feels really good to have online courses that actually drive results for your student. The people I see who are not long-term successful with courses, some of them will have initial revenues, but not stick around for the long term and engage with it for the long term, are the ones where these goals start to diverge. So the more you're closer in and aligned in your goals with your students, the better off you're going to be. You'll stick around for long term because you will actually drive more revenue and other wins for your business as a course creator, but you're also going to feel a lot better in that you're going to make a difference in people's lives. You're actually going to achieve transformation for them. They will achieve their objectives. You'll feel great about what you're doing. They'll feel great about working with you, and they'll come back and send all their friends to work with you again in the future. So as much as possible, you want to be a successful course creator. You want to create and sell amazing online courses and have success in that. Align your goals with your students and specifically focus on what result, what transformation, what goal did they set for themselves when they sign up for your course. And in fact, if you're using Thinkific, which I do for my online courses, you can actually turn on the ability automatically to be asking your students at the start and again checking in throughout and at the end how much progress they're making towards their specific goal as opposed to progress just in the course. So check it out. If you want to learn more about creating online courses, check out thinkific.com or the link below. Lots of help we can provide you there in becoming a better online course creator. Thanks for watching. If you liked that, subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the latest videos. And if you hated it, subscribe anyway. It's free. Who cares?